Well, said Bunny, what I really mean is that I can hardly wait until tomorrow to paint that little yellow house. Hi, my name is Harshi Sadhana Anna Perempuan Mahendra Prasad. I'm a Year 5 student from Sekolah Kebangsaan Warna Teknologi Kajang. The school code is BBA 4053. Today, I'm going to review one of my favorite books, which is The Yellow House Mystery. This book is one of the books from the BUKU Children series. I like this book because the choice of words used in the story are easy to understand, and the pictures in certain pages helps to strengthen my understanding of the story. This book is also full of adventures and mysteries as well. While reading, I could almost imagine what was going on in the characters' mind and what they were feeling. Before we get deeper with the content, let me talk to you about the author of the book, Gertrude Chandler Warner. She's an American author mainly of the children's stories. In fact, she was the most famous for writing the first 19 books in the BUKU Children series, and the subsequent books were written by the others after her death in 1979. This book was originally published in 1953 and it has over 191 pages. The main characters in the story are Henry Allen, Jesse Allen, Violet Allen, and Benny Allen. They're all siblings. They live in a big house with their grandfather, Mr. Allen, and their children's close cousin, Joe. Sadly, the children's parents had died years before in an accident. Let's get to know more about the story. Joe called his cousins and asked them to if he can meet him because he was going to blast the top of the cave off in an island called Surprise Island. When the children heard the news, they became excited to go to Surprise Island with their grandfather. But then Henry suddenly thought about the little yellow house on Surprise Island and asked his grandfather about it. And without hesitation, Mr. Allen told them the story about the little yellow house. The little yellow house belonged to a man named Bill. Bill took care of Mr. Allen's father's barn of horses. Bill was a very kind man, but he was a bit of a coward. But one day, Bill disappeared. Bill's wife, Margaret, was really scared, so she called the police to find Bill. The police searched everywhere, but they couldn't even find a clue. Margaret was really sad, so Mr. Alden's father asked her to become the housekeeper of his house. On hearing the story, the children felt sorry, but they were also determined to find out more in the little yellow house. So they all packed their bags and left to Surprise Island. There they asked Joe and his wife, Alice, if they wanted to follow them to the little yellow house. At the yellow house, they searched everywhere until they had found a clue. The clue was a letter that was hidden behind a brick near the fireplace in the little yellow house. The letter was from Sam, Bill's brother, to Bill about the money from the horse sale. Sam promised that he would pay him more than he owed and told Bill to meet him at a house in Maine near Bear Trail. The children asked their grandfather to let them go to Maine with Joe and Alice and try to find a house there so they can find out what had happened to Bill. They have adventures that include a storm and a real bear. However, the real answers to the mystery lie at the old village at the end of the trail. At the old village, they met a man named Dave Hunter. Benny had found a tin box with money inside it under Dave's cabin while he was chasing a frog. The tin box was the same as mentioned in the letter. Then the children finally found out that Dave Hunter was actually Bill McGregor, and he admitted that he was Bill. He also told them why he had disappeared. It's because he was afraid of the money from the horse sale. Then the children asked him to follow him back home to his wife Margaret, who was waiting for him. Bill told them that his wife was dead because the barn was on fire and she died while she tried to save the horses. The children told him that it wasn't true, and his wife was their grandfather's housekeeper. Then Bill was happy and went back home happily with the children. This book teaches me that anything is possible as long as I try hard to get what I want in life. To conclude this story, it is very enjoyable for children and adults too. I really recommend everyone to read this book. That's all for today. Thank you. Bye!